Hello, everyone. This is Rob. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Missing Spotlight. Today, we'll be speaking about Stephen Earl Kraft Jr., a youngster. And the title of this episode is Michigan Walk That Never Ended. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. As stated, Stephen Earl Kraft Jr. was missing in Benton Township, Michigan. The photo on February 15, 2001. He's been missing 9,319 days as of the date of this stream. And you can see the couple of photos there from the official FBI poster. On the left is an age progressed photo what he may look like at 25 years old. That's courtesy of the NCMEC. The photo on the right is an original photo, so you can see him there, as well as the next one is the upper portion of the official FBI poster. You see his name, the date, and the location of where he went missing, and you'll see several photos there that you have not seen before. Keep a close eye on these photos. You don't know which way you may have seen him or may have seen someone looking like him and answering. Maybe you'll be able to locate him and share that information with local law enforcement. As far as description goes, at the time of his disappearance, he was born on January 11th, 1989, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He had sandy brown hair and green eyes, stood 5 feet 2 inches, and weighed in at 100 pounds, spoke English. He was a white male, and he is an American citizen. Again, he was a youngster, so he has grown since the date of missing. As far as remarks, Stephen Earl Kraft Jr. was last known to be wearing a blue jean Charlotte Hornets basketball team jacket, a tan and white striped t-shirt, parachute pants, and black boots. He has ties to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Lexington, Kentucky. Stephen Earl Kraft Jr. was last seen near his residence in Benton Township, Michigan on February 15, 2001. Kraft was out walking his 2 dogs between the hours of 7 and 8 p.m. and failed to return home for dinner. Although his 2 dogs were subsequently located, Kraft has not been seen since. If you have any information concerning this person or any others, please contact a Crimes Against Children investigator at your local FBI office or the nearest American embassy or consulate. You may also contact the Benton Township Police Department in Michigan at 1269 926 8221 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-342-STOP or 1-800-342-7867. And this official FBI poster came out of the field office in Detroit, Michigan. Growing up as a young boy with deep ties in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Lexington, Kentucky, Stephen Earl Kraft Jr. was just 12 years old when his life took an unmanageable turn. Known affectionately by those around him as a kid who loved familiar routines and walking his dogs, Stephen was at an age filled with youthful energy, school days, and family bonds. Standing 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighing around 100 pounds, he had striking green eyes, sandy brown hair, and a distinct small red birthmark on the left side of his torso. On the winter evening he vanished, he was dressed in signature early 2000 style, wearing a blue-green Charlotte Hornets basketball jacket, a tan and white striped t-shirt, tan parachute pants, and black boots. The chilling disappearance unfolded on February 15th, 2001 in Benton Township, Michigan, between the hours of 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Stephen stepped out near his residence on Holy Road to walk his 2 dogs. What should have been a brief, routine evening walk turned into a profound mystery when Stephen failed to return home for dinner. While his two dogs were subsequently located days later, Stephen vanished without a trace, leaving behind a baffled family and a community as the winter night swallowed any immediate clues. In the years and decades following his disappearance, law enforcement agencies, including the Benton Township Police Department and the FBI, have refused to let the case go cold, pursuing hundreds of tips, conducting extensive ground and air searches, and re interviewing witnesses. Over time, organizations like the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children released age progressed imagery depicting what Stephen would look like as an adult. The investigation continues to maintain active visibility through true crime spotlights, regional deep dives, and ongoing digital archive work through 2026, keeping public pressure alive in hopes that someone will finally come forward with the truth about what happened to the 12-year-old boy. For anyone with any information, big or small, it doesn't matter, regarding the disappearance of Stephen Earl Kraft Jr., law enforcement encourages reaching out their several official channels. You can contact a Crimes Against Children investigator at your local FBI Detroit field office. Additionally, tips can be directed to the Benton Township Police Department in Michigan at 1-269-926-8221 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-342-STOP or 1-800-342-7867. You always have the option to contact the local FBI office in your area, your nearest American embassy, as well as a consulate. You can also leave a tip on the 1-800-CALL-FBI, which is 1-800-225-5324, as well as anonymous tip if you'd like at the website tips.fbi.gov. Plenty of options for you to reach out to law enforcement and provide any information regarding Stephen. Here's the national and international phone numbers, descriptions of what they do as far as these databases contain. Also, the emergency reporting contacts you have there listed there for abroad as well as local, federal, U.S. cases. Please utilize this information to your advantage. Let's see what we can find out about Stephen, where he may be, get some answers, as preferably bring him home, but at minimum, get answers for the family and friends that are waiting him. So Stephen Earl Kraft Jr., a 12-year-old, vanished without a trace on a long walk that never ended. So with that said, remember, one share could bring someone home. So anything you have knowledge-wise, please share it with law enforcement. It's vital that every tip is submitted so that they can research it. You never know when they can make connections and find out about Stephen. Thank you again for joining me today. I appreciate it. Your views and comments are always appreciated also. If you have a time, leave me comments. Let me know how this is going. I really enjoy doing this series to bring voices to those that aren't able to speak for themselves, and potentially another avenue to get faces and names and details out to the bigger community, especially online, social media, and other news outlets, so that we might be able to bring some resolution to the family and friends. And with that said, I thank you all for joining me. See you on the next one.